This is Joey from Conair Games. This is the EasyDoorSystem tutorial. I'm going to give you a walkthrough of how this door system works for one, and also how you can easily set it up into your own system. Once you install the EasyDoorSystem, you'll notice that you have in the scenes folder, you'll have a key demo. If you come to the key demo, I have a simple first-person player that you can use already set up with all the doors set up and how they work. I'm going to play through and show you just how this is going. So I press play and enter into the play mode. You see we have a UI system which is going to show our key inventory. If I walk up to this door, this first door is locked. As you can see, it says locked, and it's going to tell me what type of key I need. Come over and pick up the key. I can see I now have the red key. I come back to the door. Door is locked and it's been opened. Pick up a blue key. This door is not locked. This is just a regular spring type door, in case you don't want to use a door system. And of course, I have an extra door here, an extra key here. You see we have two keys of this type blue. Both the doors are open. They come through. You can make the doors go up, down, or you can make elevator style doors like these. Single doors that go down, single doors that go up, single doors that go right, single doors that go left. Auto open, auto close. Now, each one of these doors would, if you were to set this up in your own system and try to make these different types of doors, you can imagine all the different scripts that you would have to write and the setups that you would have to make. Well, I made this system where you have simply 3 different prefabs that you could use. One of a physics type door, of a double door, or a single door. Each one of these has their own settings. Now, to show you how easy this is, I'm going to go to a new scene in Unity. Go to File, New Scene. Just use a basic built-in. Now, included with this asset, I included my EDS player, which is the EasyDoorSystem player. Now, this player has nothing to do with the doors. It's just a first-person player system that I made. But if I drag it and drop it into the scene, basically put it at 0, so we're back here at the start. And I have some assets already set up, so I can create a quick floor here in room. Drag a floor, drop into the scene. This will also be included in the asset. Of course, you don't have to use it. You can use your own stuff. Grab a ceiling. Let's kind of make a little sort of a room here. And I have a wall door. Wall with just basically an opening for a door size opening. Now, you can create, you don't have to use my stuff. You can create your own doors or have your own rooms that already have openings in them. That's something that you want to put a door on. Or you can easily just use these and add materials to it to your liking. But here's a basic door system, a basic room. Let's also take this floor, let's duplicate it. I made it a modular room system, so it's about 10 in size. So I can take it and I can just make another room, another floor here for me to walk on so we don't fall off into space. Now, getting back to our prefabs, I come in and if I grab the double-sided door, for instance, the double slide door. Grab it, drop it into the scene. This one is set up. It just pops right into place from where I had it positioned locally into the scene. But let's just say that we want to, I'll tell you what, let's go back to my other door. I'm going to take this door and I'm going to turn it off for now. And I'm going to grab in a physics system, show you how you can align it with your own door system, because it may not always align easily like that. Let's grab this door physics hinged. You see it's starting off halfway in the floor. I'm going to kind of move it to where we need to go. Rotate it on my y-axis to flip where I need it. Just manually move this in place. No exact spot, exact placement for this, but as you can see, you can just move it. Now this door prefab is made up of several different parts. We have our parent object, which is a door physics hinged. This is going to house the box collider, which is going to be the trigger for the script. You can change the size of this so that way you can activate the door sooner or later. And also a door controller. The door controller has a door type. You can change from the spring type or the motorized type, which I'm going to go through both. I already have the hinge settings and so forth set up. You should not have to mess with these. But now you can change the force at which it opens and the velocity. You can also change the angle at which it opens. The door pivot is an asset that's inside here. Now every physics door, if you know, it has to have a rigid body. So included is the rigid body, which is going to be for this spring. And as you can see from now the door pivot itself, I have the pivot lined up with the edge of where the door should be. This component here always needs to be at 0, 0, 0, and 1, 1, 1. We should not have to move this, okay? But now, inside that door pivot is going to be our door object. This can be any size, any position you need to, okay? So this can bring in your own doors, something better than these simple doors that I created. If you have some nice door models of your own, or you want to create some models that you bring in from another modeling program, you can bring them directly in here, and you can have them fit directly to the size opening that you need. It does not have to be the same size that I have. You can make these doors skinnier, wider, taller, shorter. However, just remember to keep your door pivot here at 1, 1, 1. Okay? Now the door frame itself is also, I have it at a setting of 1, 1, 1 with the child components inside, which is the sides, this and that and the other. You can change these to accommodate and fit your door size. Or you can use your own frame itself and just drag and drop it in and delete these from out of here. Now let's get to how this works, okay? Now all I did was just simply drag this into the scene and position it in front of an opening. If I come in, press play, enter into play mode. This first person player that I'm using, oh yes, if you are coming to a new scene, make sure to delete the camera. Otherwise, you're going to have two camera scenes in the system like I just had, and you will not be able to see the camera coming out of your first-person player. If you're dropping this into your own scene, you don't have to worry about that if you're not using my player. But if you're using my first-person player, make sure you don't have any static cameras that are in the scene. If I press play, come into the scene, you can see I can push through this door. Now this player is using a character controller. Character controllers generally cannot push through physics doors. But on my character controller that I've included with this asset, I've put it a pusher script. You can take this pusher script and add it to your own first-person player if you'd like, so that way you can be able to push rigid body object of any type. You can change the push power, and also you can change the layer of which objects you want to push, and with the ability to push or not. But now this was just a simple opening and closing. A lot of times on our doors, we're going to want to have locks. To create a locking system for this, it's very easy as well. We come back to our prefabs folder. See, I have a key UI folder. In here, I have a key canvas. You drag and drop this canvas into your scene. You can set the resolution to fit whatever game size you want. I have this set at default at 1920 by 1080. Inside, you can see that I have a UI object to show the status of the door, and also have a UI object to show your key inventory. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, I don't want that to sit right here. I want it to sit over here or up top or down below, where I want it to be wider, shorter, smaller, different backgrounds or outlines. Well, I designed this system so that way you can easily change it, because right here on the key inventory UI, I have a positioning panel, okay? If I change this to left, you notice that it gets thrown to the left. And I can also change this in edit mode so you can see how it works without having to press play and wait for that every time. Bottom, right, center, top, left, you can change this to essentially any position you want. But now also, not only can you change positions, you can also change the width, change the height, change every aspect about this that you want. You can change its offset. You can change the vertical. You can change everywhere that you want this to be and how this wants to be set up. And if you're like me and you hate working with the UI system, this is going to work out great for you. The only now to complete setting this up, there's only a couple of things that we have to do. Either on my player or on the player that you add, make sure that you add the key manager script, and you add the door message UI script. On the key manager script, simply just drag in the key canvas to this inspector slot. And for the door message UI, open up the key canvas and you'll see a door message. Here I have a canvas group on this, which allows you to fade this message in and out. And inside that I have a text object. If you drag this in and drop it here, you can have access to where your text wants to be. Now, if you do not like the door message cloud that I created, you can also use your own sprite, change the size, shape of it, and so forth. You can change the duration at which this fades in and out, and you can also change, how long this message is going to stay up right here. Okay. So now, with those simple additions added to the player, we need to add a lock system for the door, because right now the door is not locked. So if you click on the door physics hinged, you can see on our settings down here we can set is locked, and we can also set if we want this to be a one-use key or our key that we can just continue to use. I'm going to set it for a one-use key. The key type I created by using a string system. You can use any names or strings that you want for this, but I'm starting off with a simple red, blue type key system. Now, I have a key type for red, and I also have a prefab for a red key. Now, this key here is a simple game object with a capsule collider. Okay, this capsule collider is just so a player can run into it, and it's got a tag of key. Okay, on it has a key script. The key script is asking for a key type. This is where you can type in your string value that you want. If you want a red door, a blue door, a yellow door, or a dungeon door, or a castle door, or however, you can just type this name here and use that and have it matching your door, and that'll open that particular door. The skeleton key icon, this is an icon that I included with this asset, just so you could have something to pop up in your UI. If you want to have a better key system or another UI, you can replace this and use your own UI system. Since I have this, I have a key, I have the door locked. Press play. If I walk up to my door now, you can see that it says locked, and it says red key needed. Well, if I come over and I pick up the red key, I can see it's been added to my inventory as a quantity of 1. Come back, door unlocked, red. The key has been used. I can now walk through it. Okay. Well, say I don't want to use. I don't want to use the key. I want to keep that key throughout the game. Instead of having a one-use key, if I come back to my door controller, I can uncheck one use. Enter back into play mode. Pick up the key, come back to the door. Door now unlocked. And I still have my key in my inventory, so I can unlock any other red doors that I get to. Let's say now I didn't want a physics door, I want a spring door, I wanted a motorized door. Well, instead of changing out a whole nother prefab and placing it exactly where it needs to be, you can take the same door physics hinged, come down and change its type to a motorized. Enter back into play mode. Pick up a key. Door opens, door closes. And it's going to open determining whatever side the player is on. So if I want to go this way, it's automatically going to open into the correct direction, and it will automatically close behind me. Say, well, okay, but I don't like that the way your door looks. I want to add my own door. I think your door is very plain and simple, and I want some fancy doors to go on mine. Well, that's a very simple fix. We open up our door physics hinged, and we come into the door pivot. The only thing that we have to remember is to keep this at 1, 1, 1 and 0, 0, 0, but inside we have the single door. I can simply turn this off, come in and add my own door. Let's just create a door. Just say I'm going to have a door of, I'll make a cube door. We can just adjust this in size to what we have. We think that looks right or fits for the opening. Nobody knows your game better than you, so this little door can fit whatever size that you need it to fit. The only thing that I would suggest with your door, whenever you do create that door, is make sure you have a little bit of gap on both sides. And if you don't, if you want your door to fit a lot more flush so it closes everything off, make sure that your box collider, I'm going to show these gizmos in scene, make sure your box collider is just a little inside your door. So that way you won't have it bumping into any other hard physics objects and preventing it from closing or being opened. And with simple as that, I come back into play mode. Pick up a key, to the door opens, walk away, door closes. It doesn't get much simpler than that. Let's say, well, that's okay for a physics door, but I don't want a physics door. I want an elevator type door. Let's take this door and let's turn it off. Come back to our prefabs folder, our doors. We see that we have a door slide double, which I already added to the scene earlier. I'm just going to turn it back on since it is already right in place. Now this door slide double is a parent object for the two individual doors, one on the left, one on the right. Each one of these contains its own box collider and script, so it can be opened individually and unlocked individually. This slide position, I've included multiple different types. You can have it open to the left, to the right, up, or down. This particular one here, so let's set it to where one will open to the left side, will open to the left, and the right side will open to the right. Let's change your distance that it's going to open to 1. Let's check out how simple this is going to work. Entering back into play mode, come to my doors, I walk through, doors slide open, come back, they slide back closed. Coming out of play mode, say I want them both to open up. Change them to up. You need to do this while you're in the scene before you go into play mode, because these actions are set up in the start, okay? I'm doing this for efficiency so the code runs a lot better. There's no need for your doors to drag down the rest of your game and take up frames unnecessarily. So you see both doors will open, but you see they didn't open very far. Reason why is because we have a setting, which I only had to move to a distance of 1. If I take both of these, put them at a distance of 3, which was about the distance that we needed to open these doors at. So it was a 2.9 meter opening, I believe. Doors can open all the way up and they can close all the way. You can also, if you just hit one collider, you can open one door, one side, or you can open the other. The lock system for these doors is the same as the other type. Select on either door. Come down to the lock and key. Give it a name for the type lock you use, and whether it's locked and whether it's one key or multiple use key. Give it a name. Once we press play, now this door was unlocked, as you see. But the other door is locked. As you see, it will not open. For me to open this other door, I can grab the key, come back to it, and now you can see that both doors will open up. Another setting that we have, so we can, like I said, we can make them both go down, we can go to the right, we can go to the left. This can save you tons of times whenever creating your own game. I've spent many hours where I've dealt with just dealing with doors, and I've tried to make a system to where I can just easily drop this into a scene where I don't have to get away from my gameplay or the idea that I'm going for this particular game. I can get the doors set up because they basically work the same way every time. I will be including updates of this in the future, and I appreciate you buying the EasyDoorSystem. And I hope that works great for you. If you have any issues or problems, please contact me at conairgames.com. You can leave a message, or you can contact conairgames at currently.com. Thank you.